Red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news. Just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it. Plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the ladies in red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. We are back again with another Soph and Zeo show. Singing away there, Zeo. It's been a while since we've done one of these shows, to be fair. So I know we just before the Arsenal game we did one. I don't know if we've done one since then.
Yeah, we was going to do a watch along for Arsenal, but thank God we didn't do the Arsenal watch along.
Yeah, I'll be honest, we were going to do that, and I went camping on the Friday night, and I wasn't back until just after it. I missed the first Arsenal goal, so that's why that didn't happen. I was away, but yeah, big ups to Zeo. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me again.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
Good. Absolute pleasure as always. Obviously, we won the other night, which was nice. Yeah. Nice, pleasant change. But it was last game of the season. It's like we turned off that game, and it's a bit of a nothing game, isn't it? But a lot of things came from that afterwards. Obviously, first of all, start with Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people are saying, is he going to go? Is he going to stay? Is he really still going to stay for Europa League? Where do you stand on that one? Do you think that Ronaldo does stay next season, or do you think now he's aspiring to be in that Champions League and he's going to move on?
It's a tough one to say. If you're just asking me personally, based off what I think I could see him staying and playing in the Europa League, and just like he's coming towards the end of his career, isn't he? Manchester United is a team that really helped him propel his career. I could see him staying and trying to achieve something there, and just like trying to help all the people up and coming and stuff like that. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but then it also wouldn't surprise me to see him moving on. But then who's going to get Ronaldo? That's the thing. Man United have got a habit of wanting stupid money for things. So who's going to actually pay to get Ronaldo? So I imagine I'm going to bet he's staying if I was betting.
Yeah, so I saw the little clip of him when he went up to the camera, and he saw it on Twitter afterwards, and the phrase that was being quoted was, he said, "I'm not finished yet." But apparently he's come out and squashed that now and said, I didn't even say that. So then obviously now I'm second guessing, thinking, well, why has he come out and said he hasn't said it? He's staying. So yeah, I don't know. I think for him it's about seeing whether he's in the plans of Ten Hag, isn't it? Obviously Ten Hag's got a lot of rebuilding to do.
Yeah.
Obviously we're in the market for a striker. Darwin Núñez has been spoken about a lot. But you think with Ronaldo, he scored, what, is it 19 goals, 18 goals this season now with this team, with the way that we have been playing? Like, he's a problem, apparently. Do you know what I mean? So just imagine him in a better team, what he could do, even next season, even though he's getting older. Look, he isn't the same Ronaldo, but he's still an absolute baller, and we're still so blessed, in my opinion, to have him at United. And I still can't quite believe that he came back. But when people were saying the other day, like, that could have been his last game at Old Trafford, like, made me feel a bit emotional. That's a shame. Obviously, the likes of Matic will be going. Mata will be going as well. Mata won't maybe be playing more this season, because last few games when he's come on, or when he started the other night, he's been showing the players how to do it. Like, what a little magician he is. Like, everyone loves Juan Mata.
To me, it seems like we had no choice but to play him. And then when we played him, it was like, oh, you actually still can offer us something much better than what everyone else is offering. And now it's at the end of the season, so it's like too late. So it wouldn't surprise me if they keep him another season.
No, that ain't happening.
No, it's not happening.
That ain't happening. You know what, though? Of all the players to keep another season, Juan would be the Juan. Yeah, definitely. Because everyone loves him. Everyone loves him. You can't not love him. Alex says, Ronaldo stays and shows these youngsters how to do it, but he shouldn't be playing Europa League, keep him fresh for the Prem games. We'll have to rotate a lot more next season with Ronaldo, you'd think. And like I say, we are in the market for a striker, whether that be Darwin Núñez. I know there's been a few other names batted around as well. But yeah, you'd imagine he will be rotating more this season with the whole Mason Greenwood situation as well. Obviously, he hasn't really been rotated. He's played a lot of games this season for us, hasn't he? You look at the signings that we made, he's played the most, I believe, at the signings. So yeah, he has played a lot this season. A player who is definitely leaving is Jesse Lingard. And Alex, if you know me, you know I've got a lot of bad dad jokes. That's just me. But yeah, I agree. It was a terrible joke, but it still made you laugh. Admit it. But in terms of Jesse Lingard, his brother, I believe, put a statement on Instagram after like basically fuming that he didn't have a send off because he's been at the club since he was a kid. Lingard posted a picture of him as a baby in a United shirt as well on Twitter, almost cementing the fact that he's leaving. I think cementing the fact that he'd been there for such a long time. Like, Do you think that he deserved a send off like Lingard? Can you understand the frustration when you see the likes of Matic and Mata getting a send off? Do you think Lingard deserved that as well, or do you think maybe that the rumours have been like flirting with West Ham and whatnot? Do you think that maybe has gone against him in that sense?
I think it's a new day and it's chaos at Man United. So all the old people that loved Lingard and that would forgive him for the things that he's been doing, like posting in a West Ham shirt and things like that, are long gone. So I think people like Ralph, they don't care. They just see all the disrespect and things like that. So they probably didn't really think, oh yeah, oh Lingard, oh yeah, he's been here forever. They didn't care. Like where if it was Ollie, it would have been a different thing because Ollie knows that Lingard's gone through all of that and has known him longer than all the. I want to say,
like Alex said there, it's good in some cup finals for us. Multiple.
Yeah,
cup
but
finals,
like,
to be fair.
but no, who's there now that's in charge that thinks about Jesse in that way? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
Ali would have thought about him in that way. Ralph is not going to think about him in that way. New manager coming in ain't going to care about none of that. So I kind of get how it happened, and I can get why Jesse would be annoyed. But it's the way that things have landed. It's like you have a job, your old boss leaves, the new boss comes in, and you leave, and the new boss is like, "Oh, thanks," and you're like, "Is that all you're going to do? I've been here 10 years." It's like, well, not to me, you haven't. So I kind of get it's just the way it's all landed type of thing. It's a weird moment, weird time, and different people. I kind of get why both sides, why it's happened.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would have probably gave him a send off. I would have gave him one, but I get why he hasn't had one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I can understand why you'd be upset by it. But you know, Lingard is part of an online gaming team. So my mate plays in his online gaming team actually, Jay Link Lisa. Yeah, I agree with you. I think obviously Ralph has no loyalty to these players, as you know. Rumours are, and there are rumours. I'm not going to say it's confirmed or anything like that, but rumours are he has been a bit of a leak as well. From all the toxic rumours that we've been hearing, apparently Lingard has been involved in that. And I'm saying apparently a lot because obviously it's not proven, and I don't want to slander anyone or say anything that is unaccord. But I can see it from both sides, as you say. I can see it from both sides. All this send-off nonsense, juvenile, this season has been abysmal. And there is that side of it as well.
Exactly.
But does anyone deserve a send-off after the season that we've witnessed, to be fair? And I think there is that part in it as well. If you're going to do it for one, you're going to do it for all. But realistically, I don't think any of them deserved it. I do kind of agree with that, even though I love one matter. But that aside,
like a kick out.
That's just because I like
a kick out, like a get lost.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Blue said Rio didn't get a send off. Nobody deserves a send off. You have to earn the right, don't you? Surely you have to earn the right for a send off, and you have to say like this season. I don't think a lot of players have earned that right, really. Champions League is tonight. Obviously, we are aware that we will be rounding off just before it kicks off. But Real Madrid against City tonight. Liverpool obviously last night. Villarreal gave them a scare in the first half, but we were messaging. I knew that Liverpool were going to come back into that second half. We just knew it.
I was loving it first half, man. Jeez, man.
What like this season? Obviously, it's almost the dreaded situation as a United fan. It's probably the worst possible time to be supporting United right now because Liverpool and City most likely are going to be in that Champions League final. Or do you think Real Madrid can do it? Because obviously, as Reds, we all want Real Madrid to win it. But do you believe?
I don't. This is why I'm torn. This is why I'm actually torn because I want Real Madrid to beat City, but I haven't got confidence in Real Madrid beating Liverpool. So it's like I need City to win today to beat Liverpool because I really don't want Liverpool to. I'm not a City. I don't like City, but I'm not a City hater as much as I'm a Liverpool and Arsenal hater. And Liverpool cannot win the Champions League for me. It would be catastrophic for me. So it's like I need City to do it because I don't have faith in Madrid doing it.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree. I said the same thing. I said when it gets to a final, I have more faith for City playing Liverpool than I do Real Madrid playing Liverpool. But ideally, we want Real Madrid to win. Ideally,
Real Madrid, the whole thing.
Masterclass. And
the whole way through, But it's not. I don't think it's going to happen. I think if they win today, they're not winning the final. So,
I don't want to see Liverpool lifted another Champions League.
I can't. I really
Definitely
can't.
Not. Scholes did come out and say that Lingard had said that the dressing room was a mess, wasn't it? Was that the word? The dressing room was a mess or something like that?
Flipping out.
Scholes did. He said, I'm sure that Jesse wouldn't mind, but he said the dressing room's a mess or something like that.
There you go, then. See what I mean? Like, Scholes wouldn't lie. See?
Yeah. Show said the way that Lingard is so persistently believes that he deserves one is what surprises me, given the average career he's had. However, seeing Cavani, exactly, that's my point. I'm not saying Lingard, I feel sorry for you, but when you're giving it to some players, like Cavani, like you say, hasn't really been playing recently, hasn't been fit and ready for United. Saying that though, that video, I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, the video of Cavani with that young girl, the fan who was really upset saying it's his favourite ever player, please don't leave and stuff, and he's holding her and he kisses her on the head and stuff like that, like it's class. It makes you love him again. But no, you are right. I think do any of them, and I'll go back to the point, do any of them deserve that send off really? Someone said something about, there we go, Darian said, I wish we could go back in time and get Mata at his prime. Such a pleasure to watch him even now. We've wasted a lot of time with Juan Mata. Yeah. Absolute baller. We're forced him out wide for the majority of his United career, when ideally you want him centrally. Even now, even at the age he's at, he's still proving, like you say, that he can play. One of the best first touches I think I'd say I've ever seen. Juan Mata. Berbatov obviously was up there as well, but Juan Mata's touch was ridiculous. Doug, I can't believe you just said that. Rulli was pouring both legs. He got Megs twice yesterday, didn't he?
Is this the goalie? Oh my God, I've never been so mad in my life. Match fixing goalie, man. Jeez, man.
Stop using. Why are you using my joke? You just criticised my joke, and now you're using it, Alex. Come on. One person did deserve it. Yeah, one person did. We all know who that is. Villarreal bottlers, says Naeem. I disagree. I just think Liverpool are a better team. I think they put up a good fight.
It was always going to happen. It was Liverpool. It was Liverpool. Yeah, it was Liverpool. But the keeper did, if Villarreal had De Gea in goal, I'm not sure what that result would have been. That's what I will say. Because that keeper threw it in the bin for them, man. Jeez.
They're always going to, even keeper aside though, the quality they got, as soon as Diaz come on,
yeah, I agree.
What a signing he's been as well.
If De Gea made 2 quality saves and then it's you're fighting and when it's up in the air, it's much more scary. It's the keeper just threw it away. He just threw there was no yo.
Threw it away.
Just dashed it in the bin.
You know what though? Nobody expected Villarreal that first half. That early goal obviously helped them to come back into it like that. Nobody expected that. So fair play to them. Obviously, small city, and you have to give them credit. They did put up a fight, but quality unfortunately just overshadowed them in the end, didn't it? I think they put everything into it, especially in that first half. And as the game got on, it just got more and more open. And Liverpool, we know with their bench, can punish you, and they did punish them. Show said, we forced Matarese on the right because with every passing season we never signed a right winger. Then what do? We finally signed Sancho, and then we play him on the left. It's true. It's actually true. Matic Mata is already at the door. I'm just hoping that Jones, Pogba, Martial, Lingard all leave as well. What do you think about Martial? Do you think Ten Hag will have a look at him first before the decision's made, or do you think that's done?
I would. I'd try Martial in a better system, but then he didn't do well on his loan either, I guess. But I would. I wouldn't be quick to dash away all our players. How hard it's going to be to make all these signings when all these players leave. I'd keep anyone that's I'd keep Martial and try, and then if he doesn't work, I'd get rid of him in January or the next season. It doesn't hurt to keep him another year because it's going to be loads that we need to do. So why are we getting rid of players that we know have the ability to just not showing it? Do you get what I mean? It might come out in Ten Hag. So I personally would, but I don't disagree with anyone that wants to get rid of him. But I just think it's just too much of a big job that we already need to do to start dashing away players that dashing away everyone.
Yeah, and I think the importance of somebody to rotate with Ronaldo is key. If we're spending a lot of money, I mean, Declan Rice is in the thumbnail, and I'm not saying we're definitely signing him. He's a player I would like, but 150 million is absolutely ridiculous. You wouldn't like Declan Rice?
Do you know, I thought about this because I knew you was going to ask me. When United had the illusion that we needed one player, a CDM, I'm going to call it an illusion because based off how we are, it probably was an illusion. Declan Rice would have been perfect. Pay whatever money because we only needed one player. Now, with all these players going, to pay 150 million for Declan Rice for what?
I'm not saying he deserves 150 mil. That's a joke. I'm not saying that.
Well, we're not going to get him for anywhere less than 100, are we? It's definitely
unless he forces the hand. But if West Ham are getting Europe next season, I don't see why they would.
Definitely more than 100. So
West Ham could win.
We need too many players to get Declan Rice, in my opinion. Yeah. We need too many players.
Yeah, and that's what puts me off it. That's what I'm saying. I would love Declan Rice, but when we quoted 150 mil, I'm like, nah, I don't want him then. Because we've got so many players that we need to buy, so many areas we need to strengthen. That's ridiculous. And the only way you would get him for less is if, say, he forced it. But he's in a contract. He loves West Ham. That ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And like I say, he's got more chance of playing Champions League than us next season because they could win the Europa League. Yeah. They could still win that. So, yeah, I don't think it'll happen. I would love him, but I think the price, like you say, I think it's ridiculous. And I'm not saying, oh, signing for 150 mil. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, ideally, if I'm thinking of a centre defensive midfielder who I think would suit us to a T, at the right age, I'll be thinking someone like Declan Rice. But then, obviously, when the price comes into it, you're thinking, nah. But with the amount of rebuild that we've got to do, it's ridiculous. We could sign, like you say, 2-3 players for that. And that's the kind of players I think we should be looking at. Not the glamorous names, not the big names, but players who go under the radar, players that we could maybe get as a snippet of the price. Alex, thank you so much for that super chat. I really do appreciate it. It's really kind of you. He said, we only get 3 signings in the summer. Who are you guys having? I was talking realistically here.
Mate, if we only get 3 signings in the summer, then like I'm having bleach in my eyes because the Man United we're watching, if we only sign 3 players in the summer, we're done. Yo, so you can answer that. So
isn't the most we've signed in a window like 4?
Yeah, but have we ever dashed away like 9 players in a window before? Jeez.
But don't forget, you have got Donny coming back. We already mentioned that Martial might be coming back as well. So that's 2 new signings. That's how obviously, the likes of Ghana coming back as well. He's had a good load spell again at Forest. Players like that have to be considered as well. 3 signings, let me try and think. If we're talking 3 at 50 million each, okay, 3 at 50 million each. After seeing Eriksen play the other day, I've just seen Naeem said that. Eriksen, by the way, still an absolute baller. I would love Eriksen, but I think he might go back to Spurs. I know he's been linked back to Spurs. Well, it has to be a CDM. It has to be a centre-back. And personally, I think it has to be a fullback, preferably right back.
Yeah.
But also, we need a backup striker. This is hard. 3 players realistically at 50 million.
I think you're allowed a centre back.
You wouldn't sign a centre back
if you're saying 3 players and with our gaps that we're going to have.
So you got let me think logically. So you got the likes of Ruben Neves. My dad, obviously, you all know he's a Wolves fan. He's adamant that he thinks that he's coming to us next season. So say Ruben Neves. And then someone like Ghana coming back, you never know, could step up into that role. And obviously, it's not the ideal, but yeah. So say Neves. I'm not saying ideal, I'm not disrespecting Ghana there. I just mean that he's someone who you think has got to kind of break into the team. He's someone that you need to have a look at in the Premier League. Someone that Ten Hags going to have to want to have a look at as well. I would sell Boye, someone just said there, Ashley said there. Is Slabhead saying, I think he will stay, yeah. They're going to be players who buy into the system, and I'm hoping, it's really hard for me to pick 3 because I think we need players who aren't big names. We need players who, like I always say this example, but Robertson at Liverpool, he was playing for Hull. You know what I mean? I'm tempted to look at players like Lamptey, for example. Basuma, I know they're Brighton players, but Lamptey, Basuma, maybe Darwin Núñez, but he's going to be slightly more expensive. So 50 million, that's a really tricky question. But maybe them 3. I don't know. Who? Well, mate, let's see what people say in the chat. Would you sell Boye? I would. Glazer's 3 signings, Donny. I would not be surprised by that at all. Andres Pereira coming back as well. Dash that question, 3 signings. Come on, we need a 6 max. That's a hard 50 million as well.
That's what I mean. It's really hard. But
when teams know that we're struggling, 50 million.
You don't let it, so we have to answer it.
Definitely not Rice, another overpriced. Not for that price that's being quoted. No, I do rate Declan Rice. But yeah, I think that's stupid. And I do think Ghana is quality. I wasn't disrespecting when I said that. I just meant that we'd have to have a look at him. Milinkovic-Savic, who we've been linked with for a number of years now, could be another realistic one. Kamara at Marseille would be ideal.
Everton,
be massively surprised
where's
if we get
Everton
more
in the
than
league?
3.
Are they going down?
They're in trouble, but they beat Chelsea the other day, didn't they? So
okay, so
that was a good win for them. What, from Leicester?
Yeah, possibly.
Tillemans.
If we could get Eriksen, I'd go for him above Tillemans. But if we could get, oh my god, 3 player. Why I don't? Oh.
3 is hard.
We can't only
for
sign
50 million. For 50 million each, like it's hard to get a player now under 50 million unless it's someone like I say that it's being scouted and it goes under the radar a little bit, which is where I think we should be looking.
So it's hard, isn't it?
But,
we're not this.
We're thinking United before. We're all hoping it all changes when Ten Hag comes in and Ralph's above. So hopefully it does. Technically, it should. See what I mean? You have freaked us out, Alex. Yeah, you probably put us on the back there, like literally on the back foot. I don't know. Darian, we have to remember that Ten Hag will probably bring in some of our youth. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like we have to think with a different mindset. We're used to how we've been run the last few years, which has been shambolic.
Yeah.
Now we're hoping that it changes. I have read about Nkunku as well. Would be a very exciting signing.
Was it Man United linked to Barcelona midfielder?
De Jong.
Yeah.
Again,
That would be nice.
I'd take him.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think he's less than 50 million. But we were just doing a
70
50
or
million.
something.
Yeah, that's why I was struggling. I was thinking under 50 mil. Like I really can't think. Papa Store says Savic as a DM. A lot of people are obviously voting for Savic in there. Interesting. Nunes as a striker. Timber as a centre back. Anthony as a right winger. Malassi a left back. And Spence as a right back. And I'm guessing he said Spence because he spoke out about basically being a United fan and he'd love to be at United in future. He plays for Forest at the minute, doesn't he?
I swear I saw something about Timbers not going anywhere.
I think we've been naturally linked with Anthony and Timber because of Ajax, and obviously that's where Ten Hag's coming from. But if we were looking for a centre back, he's young, got a lot of potential, all the right attributes, well experienced for his age. He's definitely one that I'd be looking at. I think that's the kind of potential centre back we should be looking at, that young centre back. Because obviously we've got lots of Maguire, we've got lots of Varane. Varane hasn't really been shy of injuries, has he? Maguire we know has been inconsistent. That's me kind saying inconsistent. So yeah, I don't know. I think he'd be a decent one. Naeem's had some good points. Akanji, Phillips. I forgot about Phillips actually. Phillips I would take is a cheap CDM option, to be fair, I would. Frankie de Jong, absolutely no chance. I can't see it show either. I'd rather have Pat Butcher than Harry Maguire. Pat Butcher. I forgot about Pat Butcher. Timber's a good option as well. He can play centre back or right back. He's a good option. He's 5'10". He is rapid though, I believe. He's quick, strong, good with the ball at his feet. I wouldn't write him off just yet, show, but I do get your point. Let's see what else other people are saying. Timber, Ajax 30 million, and Nkunku is about 60 million, so there's 90 million. And then say you got a bit more money left over for a CDM. Someone like Calvin Phillips could be that CDM option. Say that was our window then. So say we got Timber, say we got someone like Nkunku, and we got Calvin Phillips. We did only sign 3 players. Like, would you be?
I'm not sure who's Nkunku.
He plays for Leipzig.
I don't know who he is.
Decent, to be fair. Decent. Attacking player.
Okay.
Play anywhere across the front 3, really, I would say. Back me up in the chat as well if you agree with that. But Timber and Varane partnership is exciting.
We still need a right back. Delow's awful. Did you see his crossing the other day, man? Jeez, man.
What crossing? Was that what it was? Because
yo, man.
I had a little scroll through Twitter during the game and literally it was all like Delow.
He's so bad,
Everybody was fuming. Yeah, it's bad.
We need a right back, I think. We have to say, they say Timber can play there sometimes. So when Maguire's not in a bad run of form or Varane's not injured and Lindelof can play with him, then we could have Thingy on the right. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. We still need more, though. But yeah, that would be a good start.
See, in terms of right backs, and get in the chat and let me know, because I'm not a scout and you guys probably know a lot more than me, but right back options, the one I'm thinking of is Lamptey. That's the one that springs to my mind because he's young, he's played in the Premier League, still got a long way to go in terms of his development. But we look at the right backs we've got now. You mentioned Delow there, Wan-Bissaka. Do you feel like realistically Wan-Bissaka?
They're done.
Look, Ten Hag likes to play football from the back, yeah?
Delow, you know what? Delow can play from the back.
Yeah, but can you see
Wan-Bissaka doing it? No, Wan-Bissaka can't. Wan-Bissaka's done. Wan-Bissaka's done. I don't know how they're going to get rid of him because he's going to be expensive, but he's done at United under that regime, I think. I think Delow can play from the back, but as soon as he sees his crossing, he's going to be done as well. But I think he can pass out from the back and he can make the runs, but as soon as he's like overhitting them crosses, he's going to try and get him to underhit them. He's going to still overhit him. He's going to be like, you know what, mate? You need to play somewhere else.
It's hard. Like, I'm glad this is why we're not in that position because.
Or he'll fix Delow, like you said in another stream. You said in another stream he might fix Delow, so wouldn't surprise me.
He might fix Wan-Bissaka, but I don't think he's a magician. Do you know what I mean? Nah. Like, you can only do so much. You can't kick football for him. At this rate, I'll play Ten Hag at right back after seeing his clips on Twitter of him doing.
I wonder if United are going to take losses on some of these players just to get rid of them.
Well, I've read today that Palace are apparently interested in getting Wan-Bissaka back, whether it be on loan or what.
Which will have to take a loss on that if they want him back, surely. And I wouldn't blame United for doing that to nearly all the players they want to get rid of, just taking a loss and just being like, we're resetting. But I don't.
It's a shame because, defensively, Wan-Bissaka, like it's very rare that nobody really runs past him because the 1v1 defending is outstanding.
Amazing, yeah.
But to be a right back for United, you've just got to have so much more to your game, and that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? Like he just hasn't. I don't think he's just got it, and I find it mad thinking he used to be a winger because you just don't see any of that attacking prowess when he's on the pitch. Like it just seems unnatural to him. But you never know. New manager coming in, you never know what happens. And like I say, he's not a magician, so I'm not expecting
amazing again.
Yeah.
Because I imagine in their systems, he'll be a much better player.
We shall see. Remember the last time Bissaka made one of his spider tackles? I can't, and that was the only. Yeah, he hasn't really played for a while, to be fair, has he as well? Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you. Is it really a loss if he hasn't been playing well at all? No, true. It's a game.
To the Glazers,
really,
it is.
If we are gonna sign somebody,
to the Glazers, it is.
Financially, yeah. Danny says selling for about 35 million. Is someone going to pay 35 mil for Wan-Bissaka?
Nah.
Tavernier's a good right back. I'm guessing him from Rangers. 7 goals, 12 assists in the season, 6 goals. I always think he's a bit of a liability defensively. I think going forward, he always shows Tavernier, as you mentioned there, he scores goals, a good crosser of the ball. But I always think he seems a bit of a liability going back, and I don't know if anyone else would want to back me up on that. If Wan-Bissaka leaves, then we must get a right back because Delo is not a regular starter for me.
Thank you.
I agree. Ten Hag needs time and patience with the amount of trust that he will inherit. I wish him a lot of luck with the job he's got next season. He's got a huge job. I don't believe he was a winger. I think he padded his resume like actors do when they can hide. Apparently he was a winger. Apparently a lot of people saying about Spence. I'll be honest. I've only really heard us be linked to Spencer ever since that quote came out where he said he's a United fan. He'd love to end up at United at some point in his career, and I think a lot of people have jumped on that. But of course, I hope that, if you sign him, these are the kind of people I want. People who are going to fight for the badge, people who are going to graft. I haven't seen much. I can't talk much about his ability. If Forest go up next season in the playoffs, maybe then we can comment more on that. But for 20 million, who knows? You guys probably know more than me in terms of Spence. Lamperty's the one that I've seen more of, and Lamperty's just the player that excites me. But he has had his injury troubles as well, which has to be a concern at the age that he's at. I'm blue. I would say we would need a left back. I do think right back's a higher priority, and it purely boils down to the fact that I think Telles and Shaw are a bit better than Delo and Wan-Bissaka on the right.
Definitely.
I say a bit. I don't think they're amazing.
I think
better.
One of them's going to shine under Ten Hag. One of them has got to shine. But both of them have got major ability. It's just they're not showing it. One of them has got to shine under Ten Hag. So I don't think we're in urgent need for a left back like we are right back. The right back, I just really can't see it. But the left backs, we got a good cover, and we got both of them are good. We'll see how they do. I think you keep both of them.
Yeah. And look, I'm not objecting to Spence at all. I'm just saying I haven't seen much of him, and the only time I have heard his name mentioned is that quote came out saying that, and then all of a sudden people are like, sign Spence. But if he said that about everybody who supports United, then I'm sure we'd have a big squad. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just a bit cautious about that. But we'll see what happens. Steve said Spence is sensational. You can have him for 100 million. Don't say that because we probably would pay it, to be fair, knowing us.
Alwyn Wan-Bissaka is not a bum. He's a professional football player that doesn't work in the United system. Let's just get it right. Just be fair.
Yeah. Ten Hag. I love how you felt 10 with the numbers. Ten Hag won the account.
That's sick. How did you do that? That's sick. I love that.
I just got it. We need to get back to basics, buy quality players and get the kids in and around the team. Look, why not next season? Ideally, I think we've all said this, we'd rather not be in Europe at all, but it does look like we probably will get Europa League. But yeah, I think why not play some of the kids? People like Garner, as I've mentioned, bring back players from loan, Donny in particular, as we know he'll be excited to play in Ten Hag. And I do think it's going to be a very mixed match lineup next season. I don't think we're going to sign 8, 9, 10 players like a lot of people are hoping we're going to do. But I do think that we'll sign a handful of players, and I don't think we'll sign the big glamorous names. We might sign one. But I think it'll be more players that actually we probably don't really know too much about. That Ten Hag has scouted, Ralph has scouted. But we have to trust them. Don't we? Opportunity to get you know what? Oh my God. Hag, number 10. Yeah, Hag, number 10 on the back of your shirt. I'm not saying go and buy shirts, don't do it. Get your replicas, obviously. But yeah, Hag, number 10 on the back of the shirt. That's a good idea, I like it. In 3 years' time, in my opinion, only Sancho and Varane should be remaining from this squad.
I'm not sure about Varane.
In 3 years' time? I think we need to see Varane under Ten Hag, don't we? With a permanent partner on the side of him as well. But he needs to stay fit.
It's the
so I can see why you have your doubts there. The fitness is a big thing. Sancho and Varane. Would you agree with that? What about Bruno?
I don't know why he said 3 years because it's all about to change. So I'm a bit confused. I don't see what he's quite on about. I don't know what he quite means.
Yeah, because to be fair, some players might miraculously turn it around with Ten Hag in charge. That style of play might suit them. We'll see. Hope we don't waste big money on waste our money on big names.
We better
again.
not. I don't imagine we will.
Yeah.
I don't imagine we will waste money on big names. I can't see, to be honest. I can't with Ralph's attitude. And Ten Hag will come in and speak to him first and hopefully have a similar attitude. I really don't think we will. And if we do, I'm going to be a bit worried, but I don't think we will.
Yeah. Proud to be a Geordie says, personally, I don't think Donny is cut out for the Prem. It's a quick game, and for my opinion, I would love to be proved wrong. I remember us having this conversation before, Zeo, when everyone was screaming, why is Donny not playing? Why is Donny not playing? And we were saying, you know what, maybe he's just genuinely not good enough. And
I didn't say that.
I saying maybe.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the case. I remember saying maybe, and that's why I was excited about the move to Everton. I said, you know what, we'll see a bit more of him in the Prem. And from what I've seen, I think he's been decent at Everton. Obviously, he's in a really poor team, a struggling team. And obviously, with Ten Hag coming in, that's going to make him feel a bit more welcome. So I'm not judging Donny just yet. I'll judge him after next season.
Yeah, there's no bigger chance for him than what's about to happen for him. Like, he couldn't have wished for a better scenario for him. So we'll see what'll go on.
I just want to see him in a United shirt and being given a fair chance. I think that was the frustrating thing. We saw the same substitutes coming on week in, week out, didn't we? And we were like, you know what? You got Donny sat there, just try something different. Why are we not trying him? And that's what made me think, you know what? Is he just genuinely not impressing? Like, I can't really
Solskjaer's last game, was it Solskjaer's last game where Donny played and he like scored and assisted and almost set up another goal and was just like, look how sick he's playing in this game. Why doesn't he get a run? So I don't know. Ten Hag is the best thing that could have happened to him. So we'll see.
He's the best judge of his character. He knows him well. And like I say, I'll judge him after next season. I'm not going to judge him just yet. Matty still showed some glimpses of his Chelsea past the other night. No one can argue. I love the video of him celebrating before Ronaldo's penalty. Did you see that?
No.
Ronaldo hasn't even taken the penalty yet, and Matty's just there like facing away, going, and he hasn't even taken it yet. And Elanga started to run towards the corner like to celebrate as well before he'd even kicked the ball. Like the confidence in Ronaldo was just mad. Ahmad was supposed to be the next Messi, but there's a lot of promising words spoken about Ahmad. Again, we just need to be patient with him. He went to Rangers. It obviously hasn't worked out. I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out on another loan. I would not be surprised by that. Depends on who we sign, I suppose, next season in terms of attacking players. And what we're thinking about Ten Hag improving Rashford. Love him, even though he's gone missing this year. Rashford's been dreadful this year. Dreadful. But I'm not giving up on him just yet. A new manager coming in, I think, could give him that lift that he needs. But 100%, he needs to improve. I agree, Show there. I'll defend Rashford, but I can't really defend his performances. He needs to have a look at himself. Stop leaking stuff about him being unused and not valued. The biggest thing for me about Rashford is his body language. He just doesn't seem engaged at the minute. Doesn't seem at it. For whatever reason, he just seems deflated. It doesn't seem like he's enjoying his football. And like that's why I say be patient with him, because I think it's quite clear to see there's more issues there with Rashford than the eye can see. And after next season, if we're having the same conversation, then I think you'd have to say time is up. I'm hoping that with the new manager coming in with a bit of a break, Rashford can come back firing. Who knows what the answer is to that? But
he fell out of favour. He fell out of favour, and rightly so, for a reason. He's not playing well. He fell out of favour. Yeah. Some players, when that happens to, you see them trying really hard, and it's like, it's a matter of time before we get a goal. We need him to get a goal. It's going to boost his confidence. With Rashford, it just looks like nothing was going to boost his confidence. It looks like, they're not playing me. Do they know who I am? This ain't fair. Yeah. Forget this. That's what it seems like. I don't know him.
He's shopping. Yeah.
I don't know him, so I can't say. Just like Martial, his face doesn't say what he's thinking. So I don't know, but it just felt that way with Rashford, where it's just like, you're out of favour, and you don't seem like you want to get back in favour. You just seem like, you know what, I'll wait for this manager to go so the next manager comes and plays me.
Yeah. I agree with Show there. Like, he's unrecognisable from the player that we knew, like 2 years prior. And don't get me wrong, even like not last year, not this season, the year before, we were all saying, Rashford doesn't seem himself, but we're like, he's got a shoulder injury, he's having injections, he's playing through the pain. He went away and had the surgery, and we were expecting him to come back. And we thought he'd be a bit rusty coming back, of course, because he had this surgery, but he just never really has come back. And it's heartbreaking, really, when you think of, like, I remember like the start of last year, his goals were carrying us a bit. He started the season on fire, if you remember. He scored that mad free kick against Chelsea as well. I'm just going to add that in there. You know what I mean? And we're all thinking, oh, Rashford's at it. Like, he's the next big thing. A lot of people are comparing him with Mbappe, which is mad thinking about his name, but there were. And he's nowhere near that level. Nowhere
and even
near
out
it.
of favour, he's still been given chances. Like, he's been given more chances
more
than
he
Donny
should
was
have been,
given.
really. Yeah.
More than Donny was given.
Yeah.
So, like, it's on him. It's all on him.
Yeah.
No one should feel sorry for him. It's all on him.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I feel sorry for him. I think I'm more baffled. Do you know what I mean? Like, how does someone change so much in so little time? And it makes you think, like, did the penalty miss the Euros affect him? And again, I'm not coming up with excuses. I'm just trying to work out what's going on in his head. Like, what's changed? Is it the injury? Is it the fact that he missed that penalty in the Euros? He struggled. Is it the fact that he fell out of favour? Is it the fact that the dressing room genuinely is a mess? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And like I said, I'm not having excuses for him because his performances have been totally shocking. But I'm just trying to come to terms with what's happened, really. But we can all speculate and say, like, we may never know. I'm just hoping that with a new manager coming in now, with a break at the end of the season, hopefully we start to see Rashford's form again. And if we don't, then you have to say, well, time's kind of running out for him because we can't be patient forever. And like you say, he's been given chances where he's probably taken other people's slots where they deserve more of a chance. So, yeah, and Ten Hag won't have any passengers. I think that's one thing that we know about him. He won't have any passengers. So we'll see what happens. But he is good with youth players. He is good at bringing players through. He's good at encouraging those attacking players, and hopefully he can work wonders with Rashford. That's the perfect situation because ideally, if it's a choice between selling Rashford or keeping him on top form, you want to keep him because he's one of them players that when he's on it, he can be terrifying, like running at players. And he just doesn't do that at the minute. He just isn't. It's like he's holding back. He's not really driving at players. You know what I mean? And we want to see that Rashford back because when he does that, I think a lot of people have forgotten how effective he was when he was on it. But we'll see. Is it the politics playing a part? Is it the injury? Is it the miss at the Euro? Who knows what it is? But wherever it is, the new manager just needs to go. Otherwise, you have to say it's spelled the end for Rashford at United, sadly. But the game has started, so we are going to round off Zeo because I see people in chat saying it's kicked off. What's your score prediction for this game tonight, Real Madrid against City?
Oh, I ain't got a clue, Sophie. Like, not even the slightest. Not even the slightest.
In the chat as well. Get in the chat and let me know what your score predictions are. I'm hoping it's going to be another thriller. I'm definitely going to go have to watch it.
I couldn't even guess.
I think City will go through.
I hope they do because I want Liverpool to lose.
I'm a bit like you in the sense where I'm thinking, I think Liverpool will beat Real Madrid in the final, but I don't want City to go through. I'd rather Real Madrid win it over both of them. Yeah, I'm cheering for Madrid, but I think City will win. I'm hoping Madrid win, but I think City will win. 3-1 to Madrid, please, says Alex. Hope Real Madrid win. Hope Madrid. We all feel the same. Of course, we all hope that. We shall see what happens. But Zeo, thank you so much for coming on. Sorry it's a short one tonight. Obviously, we wanted to get it in before the Champions League for the Benzema show. We're hoping. Praying for Madrid. Yeah, everyone's in the same boat. We're all praying that Madrid's going to win it. If not, obviously, we don't want Liverpool to win regardless. So I'm pretty sure we're all in the same boat. But yeah, Zeo, we'll obviously be back again with a more in-depth show at some point next week. I'll drop you a message and we'll sort that out and let everyone know in the chat. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone for being patient with us. Content hasn't been as regular. It's been a bit mad. I've had interviews and stuff all day today. So we're trying to cram it all in. But I appreciate you guys sticking with us and being patient. I'll do another call-in show as well at some point. But it might be nice to have one at the end of the season, to be fair, a bit of a recap, a bit of a feedback. To see where we end up, really. But I hope you all enjoy the game tonight. Zeo, let people know where they can find you. I know you got some more new music coming out soon as well, and obviously you got a single out at the minute. Let people know.
Zeo Leonardo to check out my music on YouTube or wherever. Yeah, have a listen. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel as well. The only place you should be listening to the United chat. That's a lie, not the only place. That's a bit biased, isn't it?
Yeah, you haven't got to. I'm not going to force you.
I just said sentences.
No, definitely go check out Zeo. Pain, isn't it? The latest single you've released. And I know you got another one coming out soon as well. Yes. Go and check it out on Spotify, definitely. It's on my Insta story for this stream if you don't know the song, so go and check it out 100%. But yeah, FIFA hopefully is tomorrow on Blue. I just saw you asking that. Hopefully tomorrow. I have messaged DCL and they're just going to get back to me and confirm if that's okay. But yeah, tomorrow hopefully that'll be around 5 p.m. I'll do a tweet. Hopefully I'll see you there. But guys, enjoy the match. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As always, if you are new, please hit the like and the subscribe button on Ladies in Red. What's this? Oh, thank you so much. I've got a Patreon. I never really promote it. Lawbreaker kindly has donated, and I really appreciate that. And Susan as well. So thank you so much. So yeah, I appreciate that. But guys, have a lovely rest of the evening. I'll speak to you soon. Follow me if you haven't as well already. Let's go and enjoy the game, shall we? Come on, Real Madrid.